So, Gate 2 Electric Boogaloo. I was going to wait a little bit before I weighed in something on this. Sorry, the podcast, again, has been off for a bit. Again, I'm sort of struggling to try and get everything sort of sorted. I've got to get a hold of my old co-host to hopefully try and see if he can come back on. Because this is something that we probably need to talk about. Okay, bit of backstory from the first one, with my experience anyway. My experience with Gamergate at the time was I was upset. Because for me, at the time, the gaming community was this pure thing from when I grew up. It was the community that accepted me for who I was, never mistreated me, never sort of, like, I was accepted, essentially. And I hated the divide. Then as I got older, started getting attacked and harassed by the side that was on Anita Sarkeesian's side. And see, for me at the time, I saw both points of view. I agreed with both points of view. And I wanted to keep it that way. And then having people that were on that crazy fucker woman's side turning around telling me that I had to pick a side. If I was a gamer, I had to have a fucking choice and this and that. And being forced to make a decision down my throat to me going, fuck Anita Sarkeesian, she's a fucking wasteless fucking waste of fucking breath of fresh air. She's a fucking bitch. I can't stand her. And she doesn't deserve any time of fucking day for me. Now, at the moment, I am in the process of working out doing my podcast now on YouTube full time. Now, the reasoning for that is because now more than ever, the political fucking sphere of things when it comes to gaming now, it's going to get worse. Now, the thing is for me, is that back when Gamergate 1 first happened, you had all the people that, I did end up, the side I backed in the end, turning around saying that we won. We won that, we won it with facts and logic, rah rah. We didn't. We lost. Gaming in the last fucking 10 years has proved it. We lost. We lost to these people because they listened to the game companies listened to the minority over the majority of gamers. Now look at fucking games now. They're a joke. Like how many AAA games have come out in the last few years that have been massive successes? Not as many as you think. I remember back when the Xbox 360 and PS3 days, nearly like every second to third game that came out, like from a big studio, usually was fucking great. It was a good time. It was a good game lineup. It was fun. But not anymore. Now the gaming industry has just fallen fucking hard. And I have a few predictions. First prediction is I think this will be the start of the second great game crash. And I think we'll start seeing a lot of AA studios picking up the pieces and then trying to bring gaming back to fruition. Seeing these game developers and stuff like that, like stick out in the fucking out in an open fucking courtyard fucking screaming because they're losing their jobs. Why do you think that these layoffs are happening? It's because us gamers have had enough. We've had enough of the politics. We've had enough of the bullshit. Granted, I will give some people credit, right? Like, especially when it comes to Alan Wake 2, right? A lot of people fucking didn't like Alan Wake 2, not for the simple principle that the gameplay was shit, but because of all the political undertones. I'm sorry, there was one throwaway line in that game that you could have just ignored. Plain and simple. And to be brutally honest with you, I actually liked Alan Wake 2. I thought Alan Wake 2 was actually probably my favourite game of last year. Granted, it's a personal opinion. Granted, I haven't played some of the other games that had come out last year, right? It's just my personal opinion. Look, I haven't played fucking the new Legend of Zelda that came out last year. I own it, but I haven't played it yet. But the reason why I dove straight into fucking Alan Wake 2 was because I was such a huge fan of the first game, I really wanted to play 2. Which is how it worked. I just genuinely really wanted to play 2. Then when Helldivers came out, I was such a huge fan of fucking Helldivers 1. I was a big fan. I loved the twin stick combat. I loved the world and stuff. It was excellent. I loved it. That's why when Helldivers 2 did that huge change, I'm like, I have to try it out. It's great. And I'm loving the huge success Helldivers 2 is getting right now. It's great. It's excellent. Games like that is what we want. No politics. No fucking stupid bullshit. No hidden agendas. It's a fucking game that's got good gameplay. Hell, it's got a fucking, badass backstory and storyline. Right? I love it. It's great. Hell, you could turn around and say, oh, but Helldivers 2 has a political theme in it, I'm like, yes, but it's spoofing off of fucking Starship Troopers. That's what it was, and that's how it's always been since the dawn of time. Especially when it came to, especially with the first game. I rolled that cigarette way too tight. And now you look at fucking all these other fucking... Then you look at some of the other games that came out fucking this year. Or last year, at least. Look at Saints Row. They came out not last year, the year before. That was bad. It's just... The games that have been coming out lately have just not been up to snuff. They just haven't. They haven't brought in the mark of what is needed for gaming now. And what gamers want. We want to just sit down and play a fucking video game without shit being jammed down our throats. And this whole Sweet Baby Inc. thing, everyone's fucking going on that, this is, like big fucking news. Granted, it is big news, but how is it surprising? It isn't. Fuck, it wouldn't surprise me that if we find out that Anita Sarkeesian was the secret CEO of the fucking company. It wouldn't surprise me. Hell, that woman went on fucking Instagram and then fucking turned around and her birthday party, she decided to host a wedding, like a wedding-themed birthday. Why do you think? Because probably no one would fucking marry you because you're a raging bitch. Granted, I can't talk. I'm not married. But then again, right, I want to make things abundantly clear. Because this is coming from someone, a gamer, that didn't want to have any partner back in the day. And was sadly dragged into it. This still upsets me. I want to make that abundantly clear. I don't like seeing the gaming community being divided. I don't like seeing the gaming community being fucking like it is now. Hell, my whole fucking motto for my stream and my channel is that no matter who the fuck you are, no matter what politics you have, no matter what fucking stance you have on anything, you're accepted. And that's including whether you're a fucking big Trump supporter, whether you're a big Biden supporter, whether you're a trans person, whether you're not a trans person, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're a fucking... I don't care. Right? You're accepted. Because we have the same love for video games. But it's hard not to have a political view now. It's hard not to sit down and then just try and keep yourself away from it. It's hard not to just sit there and just play a video game and not have something be jammed down your throat. And it's hard not to just not have an opinion on that. Now, I'm sorry for the people that, you know, the left side of politics that sit around and say these fucking video games are brilliant. They are 10 out of 10s, this and that. You cannot tell me that the same fuck Trump jokes. You can't tell me that the same fuck Republican jokes. You can't say that the same fucking fuck these people and fuck that side of the group, and like every 5 seconds in a video game. You cannot tell me, even though you believe in those political views or you believe in and you 100% support that side, you cannot tell me that you can't sit down and play a video game and then you're not tired of it yourself. You just can't tell me that. If you seriously, in the last fucking let's just say 8 years, if you can still turn around and look at me and tell me that these anti-Trump jokes and the anti-right side jokes and this and that jokes constantly in every single movie, television show, music, song these days, and video games especially, you cannot tell me you're not tired of the jokes yourself. They're not original. They're not. And having the same bullshit. You cannot tell me you're not tired of just... You cannot tell me you sit there and look at the video game or look at a movie and stuff like that and see a diverse person in that sort of media that you consume. And then turn around and tell me that person is... And then have them just technically be there as just a token fucking character, or have that character be extremely fucking poorly written just because just to tick a fucking box. And you cannot tell me that you're okay with that. Here's my stance on it. Bring as much diversity as you fucking like in any fucking media. I'm for it. 100% I'm for it. More women in video games? Done. Great. Love it. More gay people in video games? I don't care. Love it. I'm alright with it. Perfectly alright with it. One of my favourite video games of the last fucking 14 years was The Last of Us 1. You know, there's nothing wrong with having diverse people in your video games. But for fuck's sake, write them well. Don't treat them like they're these blue-haired dumbasses. Write them as normal human beings. Yes, they have these diversities, but they're still human. They're still normal thinking people. Because these people that you're trying to appease is this much of your fucking market. And they're your loudest. And you're wondering why your companies are fucking getting screwed financially. Where you have to force layoffs and stuff like that. Because you want to know how much percentage of the other people that actually have a problem with the shit that's going on? It's a lot bigger than that. A lot bigger. You're marketing to here that you should be marketing to here. But you're not. You never have been and you never were. Us gamers don't care about fucking diversity. We just care about the fucking bullshit that comes with it. And I'm also getting sick to death of fucking people turning around saying, oh, there was never any strong females in fucking video games. When? Oh, but they've always been over-sexualized. Again, at the time, games were being marketed to boys. Back around that time. But you understand a lot of those boys also love those characters, not just for the simple fact that they were good looking, but because they were cool. Samus, for instance. We love Samus because she was cool. Right? Granted, you have the occasional creep that thinks, she's sexy and shit, whatever. And then in the other camp, and then you got Lara Croft. Lara Croft is fucking amazing. She's cool. She's awesome. She's badass. And we liked it. What's wrong with it? See, there's nothing wrong with marketing to sex appeal for women, and there's nothing wrong with marketing to sex appeal for men. And you can do that without jamming politics down your throat. It's not hard. I don't understand why it is. And the funny thing is, right, is that it's only one specific particular group of people that are causing this issue. I'm not going to say who because, well, I kind of don't want my channel to get striked. But let's just be brutally honest. Gamers have had enough. I've had a fuck enough. I am worried about the world my kids are going to grow into. And for the last little while, I've been talking about video game stuff like that, trying to steer away from the politics side of things. But not anymore. Looks like I'm going to have to pick a side. Because at the moment, we kind of do need it. And I can't believe I'm going to say this because this man is a fucking dumbass. Sargon was right. Gamergate 2 was around the corner. I just didn't expect it was going to be this. Because for me, I find that the reason why Gamergate 2 has kicked off is, I'm not saying it's not important to talk about, and I'm not saying it's not worth kicking up a stink about, but to start a complete and utter fucking new conflict in the gaming community and being surprised that this is happening, I'm not surprised. As soon as I saw the video, like I saw some of the videos about Sweet Baby Inc., the first thing that came out of my mouth was that, okay. Yeah, no surprise. It's like, no fucking surprise. It's no fucking surprise. And I don't know how people are surprised. Genuinely, I don't. These companies have been in the gaming industry for a while. And they're all being funded by big fucking corporations that aren't game companies. So how is this a surprise? Because it isn't. But for now, this has become something that we need to now do. Voice our opinions. But we need to do it in a way that's not going to be fucking like it was before. We need to start having some sort of fucking, dignity and integrity with all this shit. Granted, the memes are fun. The memes are cool. Who loves a good meme? Like, I do. I like being a smartass and I like being a cunt. But sometimes we need to keep trying that discourse. We need to keep trying to reach out to people and trying to do reasonable talks about this. Yeah? Because I know if people are going to watch this video, they're going to sit there and turn around and go and start attacking me because, I'm anti-gay, I'm transphobe, I'm this, I'm that, I'm fucking this and I'm that. And to be brutally honest with you, okay, I've been called fucking all of these things for the last 10 years. Even when I said nothing. You are talking to the one gamer that has been dragged into this shit. Not just once, not just twice, but now 3 times. And it was the second one that forced me to fucking pick a side. And they forced me to pick a side in the most worst way possible. I didn't want to. You are talking to a gamer that was treated like shit. Hell, in the real world, I could sit there and walk past a fucking blue-head feminist and then ask them how their day is, not calling them their gender or anything like that at all, and then get looked up and down, either hissed at or snarled at, and then called a fucking Nazi under their breath. I could I also the last not the last company but the company before that I used to work for. I used to just turn around and just say, "Hey ladies, hey guys, how are you?" You know, I'm trying to be polite. And because I've been doing that most of my life, actually all of my life, because I think it's just me being polite. Didn't realise that one of the girls one of the women in my team was also, because I was the boss, by the way. One of the people on my team was transitioning. She brought it up to me, told me that she didn't find it was okay. I said, look, that's fine. I said, I just do as a broad general thing. I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm sorry if I've offended you. If I do slip up, please be patient with me. I had never said it, I only ever said it again once, as a mistake. Because I forgot she was in the aisle and I didn't mean to upset her. She flipped the fuck out. I again apologised and explained that, again, I didn't mean to. It's just something that has been ingrained in me for a long time. It's hard for me to sort of just snap out. So the last thing I really did apologise again. I didn't dead name her, didn't treat her like garbage. I tried to keep my cool. I tried to keep my level head. Yeah, so this I'm going to be starting to I'm going to try and cover this as much as I can. But I want people to be mindful. I want healthy discourse. Yeah? I don't want abuse. Don't want attacks. I want healthy discourse. I want healthy discussion. Regardless of what beliefs or what you think and how you think things should go and be. And what side, and hell, even what side you're on. Because even if you have a differing opinion to me, right? I don't mind and I don't care. People have different opinions and people have different ways of seeing and thinking things. And that's okay. Just don't hate the person that thinks something differently. Because I definitely don't hate you. I just have a very different opinion. And please understand I was dragged into a lot of this stuff in the past. It's just sad now that I have a very strong feeling on that now. People turn someone like me that was nice and didn't want to get involved and wanted to try and keep peace, and then turned me hostile. That's not one way to get someone to win you in your camp. But regardless, in my community at the moment that I do have, people have different opinions and have different beliefs and different thought processes on all of this. Hell, some of my friends have different opinions to me and also have the same opinions to me. And I don't hate them. Because we're allowed to have those opinions and I'd like to keep it that way. But I am going to start talking about this. I am going to continue to cover it. And I am going to talk about my opinions. If you disagree with my opinions, that's perfectly fine. But I'm trying to keep this in a way where it's not going to cause too much more drama. But I also don't want to be like Boogie2988 that sits on a fucking fence. Now look after yourselves. Try and be civil. And hopefully our points will start to get heard. Because trust me, shit's just getting started.